There's a part of me that feels like I should be shouting out.
It's another one.
Like where I get my art materials from.
So I switched up my paint and I'm trying something a little bit different. I went a little wild at the start with this really hot red and started slapping around a whole bunch of water. And I decided with this paint I was gonna try to go without using the black line. Every once in a while you gotta give up your crutch. Cause them crutches, boy, once they go bad, it's hard to pick them up and walk again. That was a joke. A really bad joke. Okay, it's not a good joke at all. So it's the same thing. Hit them blue eyes, and man, I think my last few paintings had blue eyes, so time to switch it up. I went with this really long portrait because I kind of want to play around with some longer proportions, and I'll probably do a couple more just to play around with the sort of features. Same stuff. I love that warm nose. If you're familiar with an illustrator, I believe his name is either Skip Liepke or Malcolm Liepke. I'm not sure if I'm saying the last name correctly. Check that out. Does like these really warm, saturated noses that are just spectacular. So right now, this outline, it's all a purple. It's a violet with this new paint palette, this new paint that I'm using. It's a watercolor still, but it's a slightly different. It's got tons of colors. I think it's a 24 color set, and at this point I'm trying to adjust to having too many choices, and that's kind of some of the struggle that I'm faced with here, is too many choices. I feel like when I had less colors it was easier just to execute the paintings, but in this case I'm just, again, I'm playing around with the line work because I love going back in and putting in that really strong delineated line work to help separate things. And it's part of the process that I like to do. So I find it is fun to play with the thick to thin line to get separation, to make things pop where need be, adding in the little freckles and all that sort of stuff. Very cool. In this case, I think I just got a little bit distracted by kind of busyness and scribbling stuff in, and then I reminded myself, stop just dabbing things around and finish the painting. In totality, most of these paintings, they're usually around 45 minutes. Sometimes that 45 minutes is sitting watching paint dry. You can see all the water right there in the ear. Like, a lot of this is really truly just watching paint dry. I probably could get a blow dryer and make it go faster or speed up the drying process, but I don't know, there's something organic about just letting it sit and just letting it rest. I go back in, and most of the time when I go back in with another color to pop things, that's usually acrylic. I don't really care for gouache that much because I'm not a a really sensitive, sort of delicate type artist. I found that when I used gouache a long time ago, that if you're not really careful with it, that you can easily make the surface have a shininess to it when it rubs up against things. So I tend to use acrylic because, again, acrylic is very hard to mess up. Once you put that paint down, it's down. That nice sort of plastic. So again, I hit those highlights. I went and I just put a really subtle line around it to give a little bit of pop. So another portrait, another weird face, just playing around with things. And again, artistically, play around with things. Don't get stuck too much in a rut. Wow, that rhymed. Peace.